What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by Autobahn. My name is Max, and today I'm taking you around, well, one of the very few car manufacturers that the Netherlands has ever seen, and I think it is the craziest one to boot. This is a DONKERVOOrt, and this is their new F22, which is sort of a modern interpretation of what DONKERVOOrt used to be. They were founded in 1978 by Joop Donkervoort, and since then they've been building these incredible open front wheel, basically track cars for the road. So today I'm going to show you around it. We'll talk about the beautiful details on this car, the way it was built, and you know, the spec and stuff like that, and then we'll take it for a drive towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast. So what do we have? Well, I'll show you a couple of pictures of older DONKERVOORts and you kind of know what they are. It is sort of a more serious version of a Westfield, something like that, right? So from the beginning they started using Ford engines, and then in 1999 they switched to Audi engines, and they've been using those ever since. So they started out with a 1.8 if I'm not mistaken, and later on they switched. They also made a prototype with a V6. They never built that, the D20, but this is a 2.5 liter RS3 5-cylinder with 500 horsepower, and this thing weighs 750 kilos. Absolutely insane. 666 horsepower per ton in a 750 kilo car is just nuts. So what are we going to begin with? Let's start with the front, of course, because we have this gorgeous dark blue car today. Beautiful color, and then you have a lot of exposed carbon bits on the body. The entire body is made from carbon fiber, obviously, to save weight. So you can see here the lower part all carbon, then this sort of hexagonal grille, more here, this honey grate, and on the bonnet as well. But it's so long, and you sit right on the rear axle, which makes it just so freaking cool. And you can see the left wheel if you're driving it, which just gives you this super compact feel, and just the visibility is just great to the front, at least. Now we have these super nice sleek headlights with this carbon housing F22 logo on there as well. These are LEDs. And then wheels, tires, suspension, beautiful DONKERVOOrt wheels here. These are 18-inch super lightweight wheels, and a 235 tire. This is a Nankang Sport Nex AR1. It is basically a semi-slick. It is very, very sporty. Behind that we've got the regular steel brake setup, but they also offer a carbon ceramic version. And suspension wise, we've got tractive four-way adjustable suspension right there, and you can adjust it using a button in the car. So you have different settings for the adaptive dampers, but you can also do all the dampers four ways, and the springs and stuff. So if you want to do some track driving, you can make it more aggressive. It is a street car, so it's built for the street, but you can also take it to the track, of course. It's been built to do both, but it is a street car number one. We've got a side exit exhaust here, super cool. As I said, it's got a 2.5 liter Audi 5-cylinder, 500 horsepower, and they have their own intake manifold, exhaust. It has a different turbo, and it's got upped software and different internals for the engine as well to run 500 horsepower. Beautiful carbon mirrors here as well. Look at that. That is just gorgeous. Now, this car is the pre-production, the first one that they built of the F22, so it has had a hard life. It's done 20,000 very hard kilometers, so you can see some damages and stuff. And you know, if you see anything that doesn't look that well finished, it's because this is a pre-production car, so don't worry about that. So you can actually spec this car to your liking. Basically everything is customizable. They're building 100 of these F22s, and there will be 25 that have naked, so bare carbon, which is really cool. We saw one at Goodwood, which was green bare carbon. Absolutely amazing, but only 25 of those will be available, unfortunately. And this is a 275 19-inch at the rear. So nice fat rubber here. And then the rear of this car is so wide. It's a very small car, but the dimensions are just so crazy. And I mean, the bonnet is so long, the rear is so wide, and that makes it just an incredible presence on the road. You can see that massive diffuser here in carbon fiber and these really cool wings above the rear wheel arches with a gorgeous DONKERVOORT light unit integrated into that wing that goes all the way here. It actually looks like properly built. It looks absolutely stunning. And then you have a bit of carbon here. It comes with a Targa roof. So let me just show you. I'll show it with the doors open as well. This is also mega light. There we go. You even have a little boot here. Pretty practical boot actually. And this is also where you find a leather pouch or leather bag with the Targa roof. So you have one center part and then two roof parts on either side. That gives you a closed top, which is really nice as well. You can see the tractive suspension over there as well. Very, very nice. So what else? Well, all the beautiful carbon here, these custom Recaro seats. They developed these sabled harnesses to be able to use that on the road and on track as well. It is just mind-blowing, this car. So as you can see, there's a very wide sill here. You have to get over all this stuff, so you just grab that and get your leg in there, and then you just drop yourself into the seat. Once you're in position, it is actually not bad, because with this car they wanted to have a little bit more, you know, actual usability. I won't say daily drivable, but I'm just, they wanted a bit more ease of use, I would say. And so the interior has grown by 10 centimeters, and that means that I can also sit in this F22, which is something I wasn't expecting. So inside, more carbon fiber. We've got a 5-speed short ratio gearbox. They use the 5-speed because it's at least 12 kilos lighter than using a 6-speed, and it is also much more compact. So for weight distribution and just packaging, that was the way to go. It is the most ridiculous gearbox I've ever felt, I think, and they told me that this is even, you know, after 20,000 kilometers, so it used to be even tighter than that. Just absolutely nuts. We've got a display behind the little steering wheel there, all the controls on the steering wheel, and then you have your settings for the damping, the traction control, the start stop and stuff like that. Sport mode is also there. And yeah, that's it. So let's have a little go. We can close this door from here. So this is their demo car. As I said, it's also a pre-production car, but this has all the options. So it has ABS, which is optional. It has power steering, which is optional. It has this little iPad, which is optional. So you can really spec this car to your liking. Ignition on, start it up, and then get the seatbelt going. It is hella hot today, and we don't have AC on, so yeah, we'll see how I feel in about 15 minutes, but we just have to drive fast for extra cooling. So you can also drive with the door open a little bit, which is, this just makes it cool, right? You're just like, yeah, what up, it's my DONKERVOORT. Boom, and you're gone. So we'll get sport mode going, which means that we have an auto blip for the throttle, and you also have flat foot shifting, which is nice. Horses are here. They weren't here before. I think they heard me coming and they were like, what the hell is that, man? Let's have a look. What has Max brought today? Oh, we don't have an indicator, it's on the steering wheel. The sound is just glorious. It is such a visceral experience, this. It is such a raw driving experience. Living the drive is their current slogan or their motto. It used to be no compromise. I think they did compromise a little bit in this version because they wanted a bit more ease of use. But still, I have to say, very little compromise has been made. Oh, 750 kilos means that everything just happens instantly. Whoa. So I've got the dampers in the hardest setting. You can definitely feel that. It's a bit bouncy, so let me just dial that back a little bit. And we can do a little pull away here. We're not going to do a launch. It also has a launch control in sport mode, but we're not going to do that. So that's the launch control. Oh, and you can also hear the traction control working. It's like cutting the ignition. Such a fast car. So 500 horsepower, 640 newton meters of torque, which means that Donkervoort claims 0 to 100 in 2.5 seconds. And you can feel it sliding around a very little bit. The traction control is doing a really good job of maintaining or containing that. I'm not going to turn it off because this is their only demo car and I really don't want to crash this. More so than, I mean, I never want to crash anything, but more so with this one than with other cars. So oh, but when it hooks up in second gear, it just disappears. It is ridiculous. So we have flat foot shifting on the Autobahn. I don't know how fast we can go with the roof down, but we'll see about that. We have a speedo over there. Hope you can see that. We don't have a spot to mount the speedo, so let's just get the dampers on 2. Oh my god, this is a very intense experience. But I will say, okay, let me just slow down a little bit. So I will say these adaptive dampers are just absolutely magic. It is perfectly doable on the Autobahn even. This damper setting is really good. Oh, it's very torquey as well, and you have that super loud blow off from the 5-cylinder. Let's slow down a little bit and do another pull in second gear. Oh. Top speed is 290 kilometers an hour, but I don't think you want to do that with the roof off. Holy moly. So this really is a modern interpretation of those classic Donkervoorts. Absolutely incredible. Wow, what an experience. I hope that you've been able to hear me a little bit, because that was really loud. I was expecting it to be loud, but big bang there. So turn in, yeah, it's just immediate. Oh, it's so playful because you have a little bit movement from that suspension in setting 2 as well. It is so like dialed in. Oh, you get a big bang when you shift, especially from from second to third gear. Let me do that again with the flat foot shift. Oh, that's glorious. Wow, big thanks to the guys at DONKERVOOrt for letting us have a go. Absolutely love this F22. It feels like an F22 Raptor for the road. This, what an incredible car. Check out DONKERVOOrt if you want to learn more. You can subscribe by clicking the big button in the middle. You can also check out this video, this playlist, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye.